So a young lady sent me an inbox asking me whether it will be possible for me to share how I work, how I start my day, how I plan my work when I come to the office. So normally what I will do when I come to the office, normally I will come to the office 8:30 in the morning. Our reporting hour is 8:30, I believe. And I'll come to office around that time. Sometimes when I sleep in the office like today, probably I will come to the office late because after this I will go for breakfast and take a short sleep and then later come to the office. So probably that changes a little bit, but what hasn't changed is the routine that I do when I come to the office. So the first thing when I come to the office is I have a notebook, okay? So normally I will have a notebook, I will have my either small or I must have a notebook with me. If you come, so this is the front page of the notebook, and normally at the back page of the notebook I will do a to-do list. So every time I come to the office, there are to-do lists that I normally will write, okay? And so if you follow it, they are dated. So every date has a to-do list, points that I would want to cover that particular day, and rarely will you miss a date. So it's like series, because I will be here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like every day, and I won't fail to do a to-do list for that particular day. And I think the last to-do list that I have here is for 24th. Now, what contains in my to-do list? A couple of things. One is when I'm out of office, so I think a lot. I come with ideas constantly. Everything you see in this office is results of here. Okay, so we never had anything as an organization, and everything that we've accumulated is because of our ideas. We put ideas together and then we work towards materializing them, and then we materialize, and now we have from the desks, the computers, everything. Okay, so every time, whenever I am, whether I'm walking on the street or I'm eating or I am sleeping, or I think about things. Probably, for example, I will think about, so we don't have the resources for this year, or we have not hit our target in terms of, say we were targeting, our projection for the year was 69 million, okay? So, and I'm like, we've gotten 20 million, so there's almost 49 million that we haven't gotten yet. And I know what impact does that will us not achieving our 69 million have on the organization, our programming, and the impact that we want to achieve that year, and all the things that we want to do. And it will bother me throughout the year. So I will constantly look at what best approaches, best ways am I supposed to do to be able to reach that target. Who can I write to? Who can I call? Who can I visit? Who can I talk to? Which organizations have the possibility of giving us the resources, supporting us? What other avenue apart from funding can I reach that target of 69, for example? Is it possible for organizations to give us non-financial support? Can they come here and train our staff? And we'll have equated that to the amount. Probably there was an amount that we had put there for capacity building, staff capacity building. Is there an organization that, so I will constantly look at those ideas. It could be fundraising ideas, it could be administrative ideas. How best can I manage my staff? How can I make somebody feel valuable in this organization, feel part of the organization? How can I help staff when they come on a Monday morning to organize themselves and take advantage of the weekend and be productive? How can I create an environment where people respect each other, people are professional, a conducive environment to work in, and all those things. So it could also be project. How should we protect ourselves as an organization if something happened in the field? So for example, God forbid, a staff has gone to the field, and they have mishandled a beneficiary, or our staff have been mishandled by the community. You know, things happen. You send somebody to go to Marsabit and you are called and it's like your staff was somewhere drinking and I don't know what. And those were not the things that you had anticipated when you were sending them out there. And so it doesn't mean that they happen, but it doesn't prevent me from thinking about those things. So I brainstorm, and then I will tell myself on a phone if I'm in a situation where I can't write those ideas down, because I forget a lot of things. I constantly forget, and sometimes I forget by choice. I want to bother my mind with some valuable things that I don't mind keeping my mind occupied by things that are not of use to my life or to my work. And so I choose to forget things. For example, why would I care to know when was former President Moi born? And which year did Kibaki become Minister of Finance? And what led to Mother Karua resigning from her post as Minister of Justice? Like, what the heck? Why would I even care? Seriously. So I don't. Why would I get to know your birthday? Apart from my daughter and my wife, and sometimes even those. Only that I'm a good husband, but you're getting the point though. The point is that it serves me better when my mind is bothered by things that add value to my life and my work. And so, because I've trained my mind to forget things, I do not take the chances of forgetting things that are valuable. And so I tell myself on phone, so I will hold my phone close to my chin, and I will tell myself. I will also write, so my phone has a notepad where I take notes. So I write, probably I'm watching something, Arsenal game, and I see something, a brilliant idea, or I'm watching CNN, or I'm watching, I don't know what. I mean, I could be passing by a store in town and I see a brilliant idea. I'm like, what? Or I'm online, I see an organization that is doing something brilliant. I'm like, well, if we do that, probably this and that way, could that be a brilliant idea for us to arrive at, something? So there are things that I can relate to, there are ideas that I can pick from other organizations, other institutions and stuff like that, and I note down those things. Okay, so that by the time I'm coming to the office on a Monday, for example, already I will have few ideas that I came in with, and I will first put those down. And then secondly is I will put down the things that I'm going to do first, in terms of beyond, of course, that I've already put down. I will check my social media accounts. I will check my personal emails and office emails. I will reply to those emails. It's very important to me to reply every email. Okay? And I normally will reply email within 24 hours. Not always, but I try to. So I'll do that. I will put even the finer details of if I want to YouTube, if I want to lazy around, even gossip. If I want to gossip, I don't gossip, but as in the essence is, I will organize my to-do list in a way that it incorporates even when I want to take coffee, when I want to take break, so that when I'm taking a break, it is not a waste of time. I had already anticipated it and put it in the to-do list. Okay, so I'll do that. So I call that personal stroke, social media, email, name it. And then after that, I will take few seconds to brainstorm on what is expected of that day, and generate. It's like a brainstorming session, like you're praying, you're just alone for a few minutes, and like you're anticipating items for that day, and you list those down. So for example, I need to have more ideas on fundraising, and I need to talk to Joseph. So I'll put at 3 p.m. I will meet Joseph briefly to discuss avenues for fundraising, because probably I have thought about it, I'm not getting any breakthrough, and I need somebody to help me with the brainstorming. I will probably put there at 3:45, I will meet Charity to discuss administrative issues, new ideas on administration, you know, and so those are things that I've designed. Like, it's not Charity coming to me and say, Collins, we need to, can we meet at 3:45, we discuss about administrative issues? No, it was me putting there that I will meet Charity. And then after that now, I will put a space where now others can engage me. So somebody is doing their work, they want me to go through them, want me to approve. It could be finance doing their budgeting and planning. It could be project people doing their proposals and reporting, and no report is sent to our donors before I approve them. And so there is that time of my time that I dedicate to others. It could be just somebody doing their other personal things and they want me to support them in whatever way. So I put that. So that's how I organize my to-do list. So I will have my to-do list full for that day and now start working on the to-do list. My meetings will be included there, everything will be included there. Number 2, so that's to-do list. Then also what I do is, there are things that I do as a ritual. So I felt when I was starting this work that it's important for, I am able to be effective and productive when some things remain constant. Okay, so one of them is the to-do list, constant. I just come to the office, the first thing is to do the to-do list. The second thing that I do is I think about what needs to be done in the office on my desk and what needs to be done outside the office. Those could be meetings, those could be, so in all I do there are two phases, there are two versions. The things that I can do here and the things that that need to or have to be done outside the office, so that I'm not caught spending the whole day on my computer. Because while that is important, sometimes there are things that are just important, that just you will achieve results by just being out there in the streets and hustling and all the things that, okay, so I do that. So even when I have the to-do list already, the next thing is think through the to-do list and flip them as to the mechanism in which you're going to achieve the to-do list. And then once you go there and do those things, then you come later and check. And you realize that from a to-do list, every item is checked. So you can see. So whenever I'm done with it, I will check. Whenever I'm done with it, I will check. And the things that I have not checked, which means I have not completed them. So, okay. You see? Excuse me for that. So, so they are all checked. And lastly, in my to-do list is pending things. So I will go back to my previous to-do lists and see things that I was not able to complete because they're not checked, and I will do them. And some of them I may not do the following day because, for example, thinking about the 49 million that I need to raise, and I need to do something around that, and it may take a while. So it may take even 6 months before I go to that particular to-do list to check that it's done. So, so there are things that are pending because probably it's a conversation that is going on with donors and friends and networks, and you can't push those conversations faster than I would have wished. So, for example, we're discussing with an organization to donate 3 million to Hifadhi Africa, and they're going at their own pace. There's paperwork to be done. There is just bureaucracies and things like that. So I'm used to those things, and I'm patient, and I will leave that to-do list pending there. Okay, so I will do that. So what I will have encouraged someone is, it is very useful for you to organize your day, whether you have a job or not, in a way that you want to achieve something. And so for me, one is, what drafts my to-do list, there is something that I'm constantly bothering myself with to achieve, to see done. That's the first one. The second one is, at the end of the day when I'm leaving office, I want to feel, and this is, I don't know whether it's me or everybody, or I don't know, but whenever I leave office, there are just those Mondays that I will leave office, I'm like, okay, I feel in my system that today I did something. I don't even need to evaluate whether, there's just, sometimes I work and I know that today I did something. I'm very proud of myself. I just feel it. And there are days that I've really worked hard. I'm physically exhausted, often mentally exhausted too. But when I look back and I'm like, what exactly did I achieve today? And I won't pinpoint it. So I will feel when I'm not productive. I will feel when I did not do well. I might have done the work, but it really didn't translate to productivity. So I know those things, okay? Because I had already, in the morning when I was coming in, I had already, in my mind, outlined what needed to be achieved that particular day. So when you compare that goal plus the output that I put as the day went, then my system can basically tell me where we are as far as that is concerned. So sometimes I spend the whole night here working overnight, and in the morning I'm just exhausted, and I really didn't achieve much. So I will just encourage someone that have a goal in advance. What do you want to achieve? You've finished your Form 4. You are at home now. What will you want to engage yourself in? Write it down. Say, I want to work towards bettering our family life here. I want to support my dad to furnish the compound. I want to support my mom to run a small business. I want to continue reading to expand on my knowledge. I want to start researching on universities and colleges. I want to know how do people raise their college fee? How do people get scholarships to go to college? I want to research organizations that give scholarships. And normally, one of the things that I've continually done is, in every situation that I'm thinking of, for example, I'm looking for scholarships. For example, I'm looking for money for WASH. For example, I'm looking for partnerships around livelihood. I don't know, so many things. Normally, I research every organization in the radius of 100 from where I am, 100 kilometers, radius of 100 kilometers. I will know every organization surrounding me and what they do. Every organization. And so I know all organizations in my radius of 100 kilometers and what they do and who is responsible and what are their contacts, their email, their phone numbers, their names. And whenever I'm working on something around livelihood, I will have known. World Vision is there. I will know the idiot. Apologies for my language. I will know the person responsible for livelihood or child protection at World Vision. I will have their contact, and I will call them and say, look, I am working on something like this. I work with this organization, and I thought that there could be an opportunity for us to collaborate. and I will book a meeting, and I'll make my case. Similarly, somebody who is aspiring to join college, and you have a course that you want to engage in, but you don't have the money, you can do this research, you can identify organizations around you, and you can endeavor to have their contacts and make your case. Write an email, write a letter, call them, visit them, and so, but you can't do that without the goal in mind. You can't do that. And so, and then also you can't do that without putting a system that tracks and pushes you to do it, demands from you that you do it. You'll want to help your dad, but sometimes on a Sunday you wake up and you feel lazy because yesterday you weren't playing the whole day, so you feel like you're tired. But you see, if there is a system in place, you'll have to work even on a Sunday. That's why I'm here in the office on a Sunday. I mean, who will want to go rest? I will have gone rest. But the system does not allow me to. And so I'm married. Who would want to be at home with your family? But I slept here in the cold. And I can guarantee you what I did last night will not even give me money for the next probably a year or so. So I'm not doing things that bring money like that. And so money is not motivating in this case. But because there's a system that I have already put in place that guides me, and I stick to it. So do that, put a system in place. You could be a small entrepreneur, doing your startup out there. Do the same. Okay, so the context changes, but the rules of engagement are the same. And so those could be some of the things that you want to engage yourself. And that principle, so the first principle is that you put a to-do list. The second principle is define what mechanisms you're going to implement the to-do list, physical engagements, running around, all that, calls and everything. Okay, and the third principle is constantly, like, show up. Whether it's a dark day, a blue day, white day, a gray day, show up. Show up. Show up. That's what I do. I work here on a Sunday, I work here on a Saturday, I work here on a Monday, I work here on a Friday. And even when I'm not in the office physically, I'm somewhere working, writing, engaging, name it. So show up. There's nothing happens, nothing moves without your presence, without your commitment. Do that. So those are three principles, systems that I put in place. Now, the oil of the system, the overriding thing about the system is now that goal. The system works towards that goal. The reason you wake up and come to a job, show up at work, the reason you put a list even when you're taking coffee and you're YouTubing, listening to music. I listen to music. I listen to, knowledge is power. But I'm also aware which knowledge or what knowledge. Not everything I consume. In case you want specific, advice on this, you can send me. You can put your comment on the YouTube link, and I can reach out to you for probably a specific thing that may be within your context, or you want to expand more on this. You always feel free to write to us, and somebody will handle you. Either myself or my team will handle you. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much.